Minister to impose zero tolerance on forced brutality. Bulolo Vegetable farmers want help with markets. And Western Highlands Women want to have a say on the floor.
This is National EMTV News with Helen Sayer.
Good evening and thank you for joining me with Friday's news. Medang's Provincial Works Coordinator Barry Metan has been arrested and charged on 5 counts of false pretense, misappropriation and official corruption. The National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Port Moresby-based team who are in Medang executed the arrest yesterday. He was released on a 2,500 kina bail.
The National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Team leader told MTV off camera the arrest is a result of the internal investigation into the Medang provincial government accounts. The Provincial Works Coordinator Barry Metan was charged for writing up an inspection report for maintenance and refurbishment of the official governor's residence at Kalibobo Drive. In his report, he indicated that he had inspected the project site. The project was presented to the Provincial Administrator Daniel Aloy, recommending him to pay the contractor 550,000 kina as per the contractor's invoice. But according to the National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Team, the report was false. He did not inspect the project site at the official governor's residence, and there was no work done to the property. Meanwhile, the owner of the building construction company, Elias Yangi, was arrested this morning. He is the principal suspect. His company was paid 550,000 kina for refurbishment and maintenance work done to the official governor's residence. He was charged on 4 counts of false pretense and misappropriation. Meanwhile, Provincial Police Commander, when asked to comment, says he cannot be able to comment on that as he is not aware of these investigations. Martha Lewis, National EMTV News, Medang.
A vegetable farmer, Lucy Kilamu in Bulolo district, earns 250 kina a day by selling her vegetables to supermarkets in Lae. Kilamu and other farmers in Bulolo received training on farming vegetables and other food crops by the Taiwan Technical Mission in PNG. The farmers have called on the provincial government to provide more avenues for them to sell their fresh produce.
Lucy is a mother of 7 and a grandmother to 3. She is from Zanek village of Mumeng local level government in Bulolo district. She started farming vegetables after undergoing training conducted by the Taiwan Technical Mission in PNG. Ms. Kilamu was supplied with seedlings through the project. She grows and sells these vegetables to a supermarket in Lae.
We go through the government or helping me na look save lo dos lo mi can sell lo most city na helping more people lo Papua New Guinea lo mostly na mi can sell lo tuplo mining lo mi lo hidden valley na lo mining.
The farmers here at Zanek village have the potential to grow local produce such as vegetables and other food crops. What the farmers are lacking now is the support from the local level government, the district and the provincial government. They have called on higher authorities to make market available for them to sell their produce. Lucy and the farmers organized a vegetable field day yesterday. In attendance were the LLG Department of Agriculture and Livestock Manager and other stakeholders.
One cooler here to make it easier for these mothers.
The vegetable farmers travel for almost 2 hours by PMV from Zanek village to Lae to sell their fresh produce. 76 kilometers from Mumeng LLG, with bad road conditions to Lae town, the vegetables get damaged along the way before the farmers reach their service providers. Julie Badui Owa, National EMTV News, Lae.
Western Highlands Provincial Council of Women President Paula Mack is appealing to the national government to recognize women on the floor of Parliament. Mack was officiating in yesterday's swearing-in ceremony of 4 new executive members of the Tambul Nebilia Electorate Council of Women. Her call is in support of the United Nations Temporary Special Measures Policy, which promotes women into politics.
4 women were sworn in yesterday as the executives of the Tambul Nebilia Council of Women. The women will work with the local level government as non-governmental organization workers to identify women needs and address them through the District Services Improvement Program funds allocation. Women advocate Paula Mack, who is also a member of the PNG Council of Women, says men must also allow women to speak in public and have a voice on the floor of Parliament. Mrs. Mack has been working with women for over 40 years as a volunteer.
No kat. Mi wogi gam na na mi labun. Oli no keep mo lo good lo work lo mi. Oli na basat blol mere gam na mixim na mi wog wan ol mere lo papunigni.
Mrs. Mack encouraged the youths and the men who attended the gathering yesterday to respect their mothers, wives and sisters. She warned men not to accuse women of sorcery or sanguma and attack them. Mrs. Mack urged men to let the law take its own course. She also encouraged the people of Tambul Nebilia and Western Highlands to stop the tradition of paying bride price and compensation.
Pignini go to school, you know, can support them all man lo working compensation or buy Mary or working the Selanogat. All mama, you like Salim Kagan, Ximani, Pignini Galley go to town, you can keep him token or pipe no pocket. Pignini boy, like, oh, you can give him all same too. You know, give him member go pay money lo town.
Village councillors who also attended the gathering admitted that their strength comes from their mothers and their wives. The newly appointed Council of Women President, Martha Timbil, appealed to the men to support these women to address issues mothers from the rural areas are facing.
Government looks several network Blomiplan and National Council of Women, Kamla Provincial Council of Women, District Council of Women. Now you presidents, now you start golo LNG votes.
The mothers say they joined because they are seeing the importance of having a voice at the district level. Basinata Yama, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
A public transport service provider in Port Moresby, Kenny Trent Services, is driving take-home messages on stop violence against women and girls. Director Wekewa says Kenny Trent is supporting the UN Women's Campaign to eradicate this trend in the society. He has encouraged individuals, especially men, to respect women.
Working closely with UN Women's Sun Up One Time program, a campaign to stop violence against women and girls, is Port Moresby taxi service provider Kenny Trent Services. Director Kenny Trent Services, Wekewa says the campaign started 12 months ago.
And one campaign only make him round long safe long all mama and all girls in Chalo City. But then me looking also me got one way me got like thinking for me stop one time also. And now me go put him color blong car blow me paint them go now full color at the back you can see
Kewa, who spoke highly about the epidemic of violence around the country, mainly focused at women, stressing all women should be treated fairly in our societies. Kewa, who strongly believes in human development, says that both men and women should help and support and respect each other. Kenny Trent Services will provide a free 1-hour service this Saturday.
Talk all get the mama long NCDC. Suppose only mama you got to work or you got something need longer. Now coming Saturday, check Pirik Park. So maybe like providing 1-hour service free long all mama. Suppose you need him cab or you need him transport long. Work him something really run long you. Maybe Kenny Trent now maybe make him available long you long 1 hour now.
Kewa encouraged all male citizens to respect their mothers, wives, daughters and sisters.
So mama knows how will you come up? I'm not so. Me like him, me advise him all. When something me give him treatment, the best treatment long all mothers, the girls, so me like him all papa too can give him this like best treatment, go back all mama and the girls.
Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues with Parliament stories after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back. The national government is concerned about the quality of water supply in Goroka town if it's safe according to WHO standards. National Planning Minister, who is also in charge of water and sanitation, Richard Maru, says they cannot bring APEC meetings to Eastern Highlands if this water problem isn't fixed.
What about in uranium? So with APEC being planned to, for example, a meeting by Kamablo, Goroka government and concerned law, assure him that water quality law, Goroka and me, all right, in terms of guest email, lo come, lo Goroka.
Minister Maru was responding to questions raised by the provincial governor, Peter Nomu.
While the financial arrangement is going to take place, and we have the APEC meeting coming up next year, do you have any plans to cater for this?
Mr. Speaker, I have written to the governor and asked that we look at offloading the management of Goroka Town water supply to Water Board, so that government got confidence that there are systems and processes and quality assurance staff to make sure that the water is produced under WHO standards and is safe for residents of Goroka. Mr. Speaker, we cannot allow one town to continue running water supply on its own. Two reasons. One, safety issue. We must guarantee that all towns and cities in the country and districts where you got district town water supply, they must safe.
Minister Maru says water supply was revenue generated for the national government to maintain and sustain the system.
Provincial towns which can generate some surplus or some profit long come inside law. Ownership, control law. Major utilities, so we can use the resources of major utilities, lo funding all nuclear district town water supply, and village water supply inside Longol, all villages per unit.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
The acquittal requirements for new members of parliament have been waived, Finance Minister James Marape has confirmed. Minister Marape says this doesn't apply for MPs continuing their terms. They are still required to submit their outstanding 2016 acquittals.
The Finance Minister made this announcement in Parliament when responding to questions on the District Service Grant.
A couple of pronouncements here that the DSG is a constitutional grant. Every district is entitled to it. But we require acquittals from all districts, and I've issued the instructions to waive acquittal requirements for members of Parliament who just entered Parliament in 2017 elections.
Sumcar MP Chris Nangoy asked the minister responsible why the district services grant were not released on time.
Finish blow this year 2017. I don't know, suppose honorable member oliksim funding blow lo DSG, but blow sumkar me looking also me nogat. So Minister blow finance, suppose you got some plan blow display up you talk out clear lo me blah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
2017 DSG, I think in full. Me plan to release him yet. So I may kiss him display talk along treasury now. Me play sit down walk on time now. Look him, release him. But having said this, let me.
Meanwhile, Minister Marape has called on all MPs continuing the Parliament terms to submit the 2016 DSG acquittals.
For those who are continuing as continuing members of Parliament who served the district in the last term, we absolutely require your acquittal of 2016 use of fund. And then you can have a drawdown on the 2017 funds. Thank you, Mr.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Police Minister Jelta Wong says they will impose a zero tolerance on police brutality, and more funding will be injected into RPNGC's internal affairs to eradicate this unwanted syndrome which has portrayed bad image on the police force.
People are living with a certain insecurity in their own country.
Police brutality was brought to light in Parliament during questions by Finchafan MP Ranbo Paita. Paita said in most situations police discharge beyond their constitutional duties.
I understand that our people at sometimes require certain force to calm him all down. But discharging beyond the limit has caused, headlines throughout the country as well as overseas as a very unsafe and creating bad image of the country.
He asked if there were plans to address police brutality by the current parliament.
In this lifespan of this parliament, at least you may try and make something that will curb down on the issue of police brutality so that our citizens can have a better feeling that we are safe in our own country, which now I'm stop in plenty of some opinion will man so Minister, you got a plan law, you may stop him this issue of police brutality in the country or not. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The police minister responded positively, assuring the people of this nation the zero tolerance in police brutality will be imposed. Enough is enough, and under his leadership, he will work closely with the police hierarchy to address this ongoing issue.
We will have zero tolerance on police brutality. The Commissioner and I are working on disciplinary action. We are going to put a lot of money into the internal affairs of the police so that we can curb this type of crime.
Minister Wong will report back to Parliament once the documents to impose the zero tolerance policy is finalized.
That have been pushed to the limit by the public at times, and we are setting our guidelines so that the disciplinary forces and the courts will help us out by making sure that it doesn't go too much, and we're working on that. How much is not enough? We are still working on it. So thank you for your question. Once we get that in writing, we'll bring it.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Parliament will resume next Tuesday, November 28th at 10 a.m. This was confirmed by Speaker Job Pomat in flagging the handing down of the 2018 national budget. Now looking at our finance news, the kina closed unchanged at $0.3115 in the interbank markets. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.304 $0.3948 Australian dollars, $0.2528 euro and 33.46 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower. Coffee and cocoa were closed due to US Thanksgiving, while copra closed the day lower. Crude oil is trading higher. Copper closed higher while palm oil closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed its market. The ASX closed at 3.64 points lower and the All Ordinaries closed at 4.35 points lower. EMTV News continues when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to the news. Detective Inspector Tony Stafford from the Australian Federal Police, attached with the Central Police Command, was given a farewell parade today at Laloki. Inspector Stafford will return to Australia after serving as a reviewing officer for the Central Police Command. His predecessor, Detective Stephen Reeves Williams, will take over for the next 18 months.
Detective Inspector Stafford worked with the Central Police Command under the PNG Australian Partnership Program to enhance Royal Papua New Guinea constabulary capacity in support of APEC planning.
What we needed to do in Central Province with the command, we needed to centralise their command. We've opened a new temporary command building at Gordon's. We've done a lot of training with the police in different areas, including leadership. We've taken some members to Australia to experience Queensland police stations in operation.
Stafford thanked those who worked closely with him. He said change was important for Central Police Command to step out of NCD's shadow. He encouraged officers to continue to support his predecessor, Detective Inspector Reeves Williams. Acting Commissioner of Police, Sylvester Kalaut, thanked Stafford for the service he rendered under the Australian Partnership Program.
For Central Province in particular, I'd like to thank you for your support, and we managed to bring Central Police Headquarters to Gordon's.
Kalaut said Stafford's contribution in training was well received and his work on refurbished new training building at Gordon's. Meanwhile, Kalaut said resources and logistics are serious problems in the Central Police Command, thus needs attention. Stacey Yallo, National EMTV News.
Police personnel in the country will be given a 3% pay increase to their annual base salary from 2017 to 2019. Police Union President Loa Tambua says this is part of their pay increment as a token of appreciation for their loyalty in the police force. And Police Commissioner Gary Baki says they deserve this increase.
After a year of negotiations, there is now a final outcome. Police force will be given a pay increase. Although the union has anticipated on a reasonable amount, 3% was the approved increase.
The reason being that our policemen and women were stretched to the limit last year, before last year, and then even this year, and the year to come, next year, we have a number of events that is taking place, and the events that are to come. So that reason, we've actually asked the government to, we anticipating by come 2018, we should be paid.
Tambua says the delay in signing the pay increase was because of the police force has been stressed with events in the country like the national elections. The increased package also includes a 60 million kina outstanding payment for service allowances.
Getting a salary increase must equate the performance of our men and women, meaning that that's a challenge that goes to every policeman and women, that this increase paves way for us to be more committed and be professional in what we do as police officers on the street, because it's public money, it's people's money, and we need to give back what our people deserve in terms of the way we do our services.
Stacey Yallo, National EMTV News.
5 lucky winners of Telecom's Top Up and Win cash promotion were drawn today by Telecom Sales and Marketing Team Representative and Manager Products and Business Development Connie Alone. Mr. Alone says the 5 lucky winners leave behind 80,000 kina more to be won by other Telecom customers. He says to be part of the draw, each customer should top up from as low as 20 kina.
1,000 kina up for grabs each week. Telecom's customers and new users switching to telecom services who purchase a minimum of 20 kina prepaid through other recharge options have the chance to win 1,000 kina each week. Today, Telecom staff and manager for products and business development Connie Alone drew the names of 5 lucky valued customers. Witnessing the 4th draw of Telecom Top Up and Win cash promotion was MTV Media and a police officer from NCD. 5 lucky winners drawn and announced were Global Limited, who purchased 50 kina, Omar Ali for 20 kina top-up, UNE and Choir Corporate Society purchasing 50 kina, Higaturu Oil Palm topping up with 200 kina, and the 5th winner, Sirigine Coffee Factory, first winner from the Highlands region.
We have for the last 3 draw also done legitimately. This is also this is a 4th. We've got a lot more waiting on the wings. This promotion runs until February of 2018. What we will do today, we'll call our customers accordingly and just pass on the good news. The Christmas present from Telecom 1,000 came to them.
Mr. Alone says from the 100,000 kina giveaway, there's 80,000 left for customers to win.
The key message is get recharged. You can be able to get yourself recharged with the right card, physical card, or through the BSP ATM e-voucher cards that are sold through there, or through our online portal, Self-Care, which is available 24/7, 365, or using our Paycom. Paycom is an electronic channel, and our EVD, electronic voucher distribution systems as well.
Promotion only applying to Telecom customers comes not only through a prepaid service, but other recharging options from online payments to ATM top-up and ride cards.
Say thank you to our valued customers right around the country, whether you are in Horo, Alatau, Kimbe, Wiwek, Vanimo, all around the country where we have 3G, 4G coverage, that we have got this a reward waiting to be taken up. It's only enabled as triggered by you recharging for 20 kina only, whichever means. Thank you.
Today's draw has already seen 20 lucky winners. With 80,000 kina more to give away to Telecom's customers and valued clients, including new customers using Telecom services, Telecom Top Up and cash promotions will run until February 2018, where 5 lucky winners will be drawn each week. Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
And to some entertainment news, a local film, Aliko and Ambai, explores Papua New Guinea's issues like education, poverty and violence. The movie was premiered in Port Moresby.
Having 2 women as the heroines of the film, the audience delved into the issues surrounding gender, violence and struggles in a modern Papua New Guinea setting. Aliko and Ambai was a 3-year community project that involved and trained 36 actors, 15 with substantial speaking roles and 21 with secondary speaking roles.
One thing, it's like I'm surprising people. I stand in front of a camera, and then suddenly, sweat dropping down. It's for the first time. So what makes it interesting is that maybe again to talk, stand in front of a camera and then speak, gain experience and confidence to look, talk, like that.
Like we have many friends. The
film involved more than 150 people as extras. In the film, it involved all levels of Papua New Guinea society, from the tribe to the nuclear family and the odd misfit. Paul Bebes was the actor who played Ethan, the settlement-dwelling, cigarette-vending friend.
Moral support to the girls, Ambai and Aliko, who have faced obstacles and troubles with gender violence and rape and forced marriage. And then the character of Ethan provided support.
Although the film had gotten notoriety through an uncut version being leaked a year ago, producers of the film say the version that was showed last night had a more smoother finish.
Just really pleased that we could actually officially launch the film. It's already been quite popular because it got out through a flash drive and was pirated and has been seen all over PNG. From what we can see, we've heard every corner of PNG has seen the film now. We're just now officially launching the final version with the original soundtrack, and it's more streamlined than the version that got out because that was just an early version. So we would encourage people, if they want to see the final version, to go to our Facebook page and find out how to get it.
Harry Agimbari, National EMTV News.
Chukai Sports is next, and a special insight into the Games Court and their role at the PNG Games. Stay with us for details.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. The PNG Games Tribunal may not be as popular as the host organising committee of the 7th PNG Games, but the tribunal plays an important role as a legal entity of the Games, set in place to make sure any disputes of the Games are sorted out. Team leader of the PNG Games Tribunal, Peter Agula, says they want to make sure the Games start and end well.
The PNG Games in Kimbe has dragged into its 5th day with no major issues being reported. Like any other big sporting events, issues arising from within the Games is something that is inevitable, but that hasn't been the case since the Games began 4 days ago. The PNG Games Tribunal, the legal arm of the Games, is keeping a close eye on the outcome of each Games, making sure any disputed results are sorted out legally.
Sport is an activity. It also attracts spectators, attracts many people. It's very attractive. Sports is attractive, competitive, but it also has issues, problems, protests and disputes and strikes.
The PNG Games Tribunal, headed by Peter Agula, doesn't always get a standing ovation for the work they do, but their effort contributes largely to keep issues relating to disputed results at minimal.
One of the major things we do here on behalf of the PNG Games Council is to make sure that we sit here and give out handouts on the process of disputes and the protests and appeals. And we also make sure that the 24 sports form their own appeals committees, and they try and, as much as possible, to sort out protests and appeals on the field of play down there.
Over the last 6 days, the population of Kimbe town has grown significantly. The PNG Games brought together a large group of people from different traditions and different ethnicities, and the much anticipated disputes that were expected to take place amongst these different groups of people didn't happen in any big way. The PNG Games Tribunal wants to make sure that there are best practices and good governance models put in place in the sporting teams. Edwin Fidelis, National EMTV Sports, Kimbe.
The original FIFA World Cup trophy will visit Papua New Guinea for the first time in February next year. Football fans in the country will get the opportunity to see this prestigious trophy firsthand. The trophy will be visiting 50 countries across 6 continents. Chukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome back to Chukai Sports. Fiji will be competing against rugby league giants, the Australian Kangaroos, in tonight's World Cup semi-final playoff. Fijian Batis will be hoping for a historic win to register their first ever World Cup grand final.
Fiji and Australia have met in World Cup semi-finals in 2008 and 2013. The Butties lost on both occasions. Tonight, Australia will be on an 11-game winning streak, while Fiji will be hoping to create history. Butties 5'8" Jared Hayne has performed well for the team and will try to lead them to victory. Fiji coach Mick Potter is bracing himself for a possible Australian onslaught. He is aware of the challenge awaiting him tonight, which is a rampant Kangaroo side on home soil. Australia will be going in as hot favourites. They humiliated Samoa last week but will not take tonight's opponents lightly. Australia will have expected to face New Zealand in the opening semi-final this weekend, but Fiji produced a wonderful display to shock the Kiwis and earn them the right to take on the world champions. Both coaches have named an unchanged lineup for tonight's clash. Elijah Levette, National EMTV Sports.
And that's a wrap for Chukai Sports. The weather details up next.
Chukai Sports. Chukai Sports.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. With doing with Dulux.
Weather forecast for tonight in the southern region, mostly fine in Port Moresby and Alotau, fine weather in Daru, brief showers in Kerema and cloudy periods in Popondetta. In the Momase region, cloudy periods with patchy rains in Lae, showers in Medang and Wewak, and showers and thunderstorms in Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands region, brief showers in Lorengau, showers and thunderstorms in Kavieng, Kokopo and Rabaul, and showers in Kimbe and Buka. And in the Highlands region, evening showers then morning fog in all centres.
The weather details are proudly brought to you by Dulux Weather Shield. With doing with Dulux.
And that's the news, sports and weather for Friday, November 23rd. Don't forget, you can catch a wrap-up of all the day's sporting action from Kimbe at the 7th PNG Games later this evening. Pleasant viewing. Good night.